There is just a few things I want to say, and a few things that I need to say. Actually, there's not anything I need to say. I don't even know why I'm here right now. I don't really need to focus on clean it up. The rain, you know, like the rain should. So it really started. I'm in a new room. I don't know if you recognize the background, but it's not the same background that I've always had. Oops. It's a new place. I moved from Michigan to Kentucky in a few days since my last video. So, set up shop as we see fit. I made a video last time talking about Star Wars. And I had to change the name, but not for reasons you might think. I got thinking about it and I saw it almost starting to happen, so I had to kind of pause that. I was so when that was going on, that I almost call it Star Wars. That Beatles song was popular all over YouTube, right? And people are going to be searching for anything now, like John Lennon and Paul McCartney and Ringo and George, and they're going to be looking at all these Beatles songs, and right now they're trending, as they say, right? Well, it occurred to me that my ass might get actually caught up in that, because I just had the word Beatles in my title. And what happened was I got like, what, 40 something views, not very long. I quickly changed the title to not get those views like that for a couple reasons. The biggest one was I'm not jumping on that shit. I don't want to, I'm not selling myself. I don't want to be, I'm not here to advertise. I'm not selling a product. You know what I mean? Like, I just find it yucky when people do that kind of shit. Like, what's popular right now? I'm gonna talk about it because I hate that shit. I fucking hate it. So, I did not wanna. If I don't like that, it makes me uncomfortable. I'd be a hypocrite if I allowed myself to do that. So I ran on there and just made up a title. I don't remember what I said. Like, take it easy. I just wrote that down. So. I just couldn't, I don't know, I can't do that. I can't sell myself like that. I don't want to be, you know? I'm not, and then I noticed like, wow, I should just talk about the Beatles. That's how I'm getting views, you know? Like, I'm not doing that. You know, I just found that to be very odd. It just would be unauthentic, right? I don't know if that's how you say that, but whatever. So that's why that changed. Not like anyone fucking cares or notices. I'm sure no one even noticed. I just want to say that, though. My goal is not ever to be, like... I've talked to a few people about, you know, more views, more subscribers, more this, more that. And I'm kind of content with it. Because it's naturally forming, you know. I can't imagine someone like me and the shit that I'm doing, what I'm talking about and what I'm trying to do. I don't want to have like hundreds and hundreds of fucking followers. Thousands, I should say, if anything more than that. I don't want that kind of shit, because it's like, the product's not there yet. It's got to be made, right? And what I'm trying to sell is not necessarily an object, really. I mean, technically, it is. It's a book, in a way. But, I mean, don't be shocked if I give it away for free to a lot of people, is what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to sell is ideas. Our ideas, I should say. I debated on if it was one or two. And that's my whole objective. I'm trying to sell something that's doesn't really have it's physical fucking thing. It's not an object, if you will. It can be encapsulated in objects, obviously. You know, like technically that painting's an object, isn't it? It's a hard thing. So it's not a painting, it's a drawing, I should say. that drawing of that map I did, or I don't have anything directly behind me. That's, well, I have, I drew that, and then Kevin drew that, and then Kevin drew that. Technically, those are objects, and what they represent are visual images of a made-up world that we're, you know, working on. So you could say that, well, you are, but my job is not to sell that, and to sell that, and to sell, you know what I mean? I'm not making this book to sell it. Like, it's like, it's never, like, here's the, you remember I said this is the first draft of book 2? Well, I'm not fucking sitting here like, okay, like, how can I sell this? And like, no, I'm creating something for me. And what has really motivated me always was something that a lot of people have a misunderstanding with. And that's the prequels of Star Wars, and how, you know, there's like a lot of people that don't like them, right? And whatever. There's a lot of people that don't like a lot of things. I don't like Harry Potter. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to not like something. That's not the point. My point is critiquing something you don't like. I personally think if you don't like it, well, then don't go near it, right? So it's like, I don't fucking know. There's like a lot of modern movies. I live with, you know, someone who watches movies, my wife, obviously. So what do I do when I don't like that movie? I walk away. I'm like, I'm not watching shit. I don't want to do this. I'm not going to say that to her. I'm never, you know, she knows I don't like it because she lives with me. So it's like, I'm just like, you can have, I'm going over here. I don't want to even participate in this kind of shit. Or, and like, I don't mean to be mean about it. It's just that that's my thing. Just walk away from it. Not sit down and tell people why it sucks. Like, that's not what it's about, you know. It's harder to do that with your spouse because you're fucking with them. You know what I mean? So that's not a greatest example. But like on here, I don't know. I disapprove of certain things, and I will talk about it because this is kind of like a vlog series. It's supposed to be about the author and his feelings about things. But I don't try not to divulge too much into that. Like, dedicate entire videos. I might bring up certain things that I'm not approving of or I don't like or whatever, but I'm not gonna, like, we're gonna have a whole ass video where I'm gonna talk about why I don't like Harry Potter. Whole video, you know. It's just like, that would be too much for me to do, like, commit to that much of a fake thing, you know. I don't think I have that hard of a feeling towards anything enough to want to make a video about it. So what I'm trying to say in a long-winded way is I'm very much into being honest about everything, and I didn't want to jump on board that whole Beatles phenomenon that's happening again. I don't know how big it's going to be. It's like the modern era. It might only last a few weeks or a month. I don't fucking know. And I only go on YouTube, so that's all I can say. But all I will say is there's a lot of Beatles shit popping up on my YouTube channel because, hey, you're subscribed to the Beatles channel. You listen to Beatles music. Here's a bunch of stuff everyone else is looking up to. Get involved, you know, like, and I have to ignore it all, and I'm not trying to because I've already been on that journey, you know what I mean? I've already explored their solo careers and interviews, and, like, I'm not trying to go there again. And that was just the biggest thing for me. I was like, I think I made that little video. I was just like, yeah, it's a cool song and all that. You should check it out and all. And I went to sleep and I woke up and it was like, I don't remember. I think it was like 47 views. And I was just, instantly, I was like, my heart jumped. I was like, I can't, no. And so I had to go and, like, quickly change the name. I think it was at work. And I just was like, I need to change the name. And so I had to do that because I did not want to be that guy. Yeah, 47 views. I gotta get out of there. I gotta cut it. Yeah, and I just had to do that because I don't know, man. I hope that makes sense to someone. It's like, it's not everything's about high input, high views, high, like, everyone look at me, everyone look at me. Look at what I've got going on. You know, it's like, what do I equate that to is, if imagine in a public sphere, if you will, maybe not necessarily a forum, but just a public sphere of like, someone talk to another person, like, yeah, you know, like, it was really hard after the miscarriage, and you know, my family, and then they're talking about it, and there are some people that might be listening in, right? And that'd be just like some guy walking, like, yeah, so let me take an opportunity to kind of jump on top of what you... So me, what I got problems with when it comes to, like, I see it as that. It's yucky to me. It's just, it's nasty. It's just, ugh, I fucking hate it so fucking much. You know, when people do that kind of stuff, and no shame either. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. I can't. It's cringy to me to do that kind of stuff. And sadly, our whole world's fucking filled with it, you know. Synthetic things and fake things and, like, fake reactions to songs. You could tell, come on, chill out. You're not really listening to that. You know what? If you were to film me listening to that new Beatles song, it wouldn't have been me going like, oh, and it would have been... I literally just sat there and went, like that the whole time. I didn't fucking like cry and like, oh my God. There was stuff going on in here, sure, but outwardly I was just interesting, you know, like, that's cool. I dig it. It would have been very boring to watch that, my reaction to it. Like, did he even listen? Was he listening to it? Or was he just sitting there? I just despise all that shit. I really do, man. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It just wigs me the fuck out. And I really wanted to make sure I didn't jump on it. I don't want to... so my thinking is, you know, life is kind of like this train, this tram, this kind of vehicle that takes you. And I'm not on it right now. I'm kind of off it. I feel like if I'm gonna jump on it, if I'm gonna get on the plane or the train of life, whichever, I need to have my stuff. I'm not here to make a channel about the lore of Star Wars, or I'm not here to tell you about my channels about the fucking discussing philosophy or fucking makeup tutorial. I don't know. There's things that exist and I'm just like a part of it. I didn't want to do that. It's partially why I'm like so reluctant to jump back in that Paradise Lost, because I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe people are there for the wrong reason, and I'm like doubting. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I should just jump this thing. I think I'm very reluctant to make the next one, because it's not, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be this, you find that video, like, here's a good video of it's probably not ever going to be, but like, there's a video of someone reading Paradise Lost, and like, I'm not here for that. That's not the reason I read that. And so I'm just very reluctant on being misunderstood, you know, like, because the modern thing is to be like, no, it's okay, like, that, those are views, man, that's how you get paid. I'm like, I don't need that, you know, like, I'm not trying to, like, yeah, I don't want to work my normal job and I want to focus on my book, but I don't want to be a whore, you know what I mean, and just like throw my ass out there and like be used and stuff like that, you know. Hence why I'm okay with the small view counts. It's like, you really gotta fucking look for me, and you really have to continuously try to listen to each video to actually stay. So I'm like, that's what I want. I want real. I don't want to have fans, you know what I mean? That's creepy to me. Like, not that I ever would, but I'm trying to say I don't want that fan life you can have. Compared to, like, I just want a group of people that are getting together and like eventually discussing whatever the fuck we happen to be talking about. You know, like, it's just like, I treat it the same way as like with my friends. I don't become friends with them like, all right guys, I want you to kind of like, you know, give me a lot of your stuff, and I want you to be, you know, be a fan of me. If you could write me letters and stuff, that'd be kind of cool. Like, it's weird. Like, you don't do that. You know, I don't need that. Partially that's born out of me, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? always like refraining from the light. I was always kind of afraid to be the center of attention. I don't want to be that. You know, I don't want admiration. I don't want to be, you know, enjoyed, like, in that sense. I don't want that kind of stuff. You know, I know, for instance, like, I'm a really funny person, and I know people really enjoy my humor. But I'm not gonna do that at work. I didn't do that at school. I don't want that shit. I don't want to go into that place and have these people like fucking like, he's funny. You know, I don't like that. It weirds me out. I'm not here to entertain you, you know. And so that's kind of been the whole, like, my whole life. So that has a lot to do with why I'm like that with the videos. But I'm trying to find a small group of people. I'm not trying to get thousands. Can you imagine thousands and thousands of people watching this right now? You know what I mean? Like, imagine that. Like, thousands and thousands of people listening to this video going like, let me comment, like, I like what you said, that thing about that guy. You know, that'd be fucking weird, wouldn't it? That doesn't seem normal. Well, how do you get those thousands of views? Well, you have to start editing your videos in fun little ways, and you have to start like doing quick cuts of stuff, and like when I discuss things, like, there are ways to do it, and it comes to how you edit your video, but I'm not about that, man. I'm not gonna do that shit. Let me put something in the oven real quick. It said don't vent the goddamn lasagna. What's the first thing I do? I vent the fucking lasagna. Damn it! You guys are just... But yeah, I just think it's something I wanted to talk about and say, hey brother, I don't want to have too much attention with my fun little videos, like really cute editing and really cool intros and stuff, and I really stay on point, you know, and have conceited efforts of how can I really be concise and calculated. And I talk about things, and I'm very, very, what's the word? Not everywhere, because my brain actually works. Like, that wouldn't be fun. That would be a lot of work, and I'm not here to do a bunch of work. These YouTube videos aren't a job for me. They're just me talking. Why on earth? What did I say, 65 minutes? What does that mean? An hour and 5? Something like that. Hour and 4 more like now. 65 minutes is an hour and a half, right? No, hour and 4 minutes? Or hour and 5 minutes? I don't know. It would just be rigid. It would be so like refined and stuff like that, where I'd have it down. Like, I would sit and I'd watch like people that do similar things as me, like vlogs or whatever, talking about stuff, and I like hone in and take notes. Like, okay, he does this and she does that, and then I fucking get to like, okay, I'm gonna make mine like that. And for what? So like, bunch of people can hear me say things I say in these videos? So absolutely not. I ain't trying to get fucking in debates about stuff. Can you imagine like if like thousands of people watch one of my videos, and when I was talking about homosexuality being immoral? You imagine the kind of shit people would throw at you? It's like, ooh, fuck that. You know, I'm not about to be that guy. I'm not going down that road. We're dicky donk. I think there's I wouldn't want to call it an epidemic necessarily, but I think there's a big thing about people really wanting their opinions voiced. I think people want to be heard too much. And like, it's not wrong to be heard. What I'm trying to say is like, for every little thing, every little tiny, like, oh, I have a new opinion, make a video. So what I'm thinking is life, you know, like on a grand scale, I think that can be, I can't think of the right word, not disastrous, but just not good. Kind of what I'm doing, I'm sure what I'm gonna do, and I know who I am. If it gets too much, if there's too many people and stuff, I'll just not do it anymore, you know, and start really focusing on the book. I so much I battle of like, what the fuck am I making these videos for all the time, you know? Like, I don't ever really like sit down and go like, dude, this is great and I'm great, and then I'm gonna try to get fans. I need to start making more so I can get view counts. I don't know why I'm doing these videos. But there is one reason why, like that, okay, when that thought comes up, I'm like, why are you doing this? There's only one thought that comes up to like, you know, well, why should I keep doing it then if I don't know why I'm doing it? The answer to that question is always like, this is in retrospect for two things. One, just another voice in history, you know, just throw my name out there. It's in a public area. It can be found technically. It's harder to find. I mean, there was a time where you can actually try to type my fucking name in on YouTube and it won't let you find me. It'll put me all the way at the bottom with my own username. Like, it's really fucked up like that. But technically I'm there, right? Also, for this, the books. I thought it'd be great for the people that know me to have all this if I die. Get in a car accident, die of cancer, some stupid fucking thing that I can't foresee. They'll have all these videos that they can watch and get to see the real me, the one that I kept hiding from them. And not only that, if I want to say if, but I should say when I publish the books, people can come here and see who the person was that wrote it. No veil, no like me trying to be like someone I'm not, and you know, like, no, just a real human being. Like, wow, who wrote that book? Oh, he's got a YouTube channel. And then they watch these videos like a regular, well, I wouldn't say normal, but normal-ish person, and he's completely honest about how he did it. I'm not hiding something. I'm not like, I'm trying to be dead honest with who I am before I go into the writing, so you can kind of see I'm not kind of, you know, like, okay, like I gotta hit him with this gem to make him feel bad about this, you know, like that's the whole point of all these videos. So that's what keeps me going, you know. What's the word I always use? These videos, I'm not expecting views on these for a long time. Same thing with the book. I'm not expecting the book to be well received for a long time, probably after I die. The point of that is you have the most original part of your consciousness that you can possibly come up with. This is purely you and your words and the way you see the world and how your storytelling works and everything. That's all you pour into this. It's hard to give that to someone and then to be like, oh, because they have no frame of reference. They need to hear other people pointing things out in the book, and then they'll start seeing it, and then it becomes popular. I bet the first fucking 50 people that read Lord of the Rings weren't like, dude, best ever. There's probably a lot of people that were like, I don't, like, you know, or like with Star Wars, they're like, I don't, a giant monkey in a spaceship, this is weird. It takes time. People have to be shifted, you know. People are followers. People will always do what they hear around them, and if they hear there's this really cool book, they're going to want to get the really cool book. If they see a piece of paper and said, and I was like, hey man, I wrote this myself, this is my book, they're going to be like, yeah, no. You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a fuck. That's just how people are, and it's not a bash at it, it's just, that's natural. Natural. You know what I mean? We do that. If, like when I went to shows, I walked outside. Like when me and my band were playing shows and the other bands were up there, I walked out. I don't want to hear their shit. I'm not here for that. I'm here to play my shit and go home. Right? If I was playing with the Beatles, I wouldn't walk outside. You know what I mean? Or like a big band, I wouldn't be like, I'm going outside and smoke a cigarette while I wait for them. I actually would stay because there's a bigger thing behind it. And so it just takes a while. And since it's probably going to take a long time for the book to be really, at least have any interest, well, I have to make some videos here too, because I want down the line just someone to have this wealth of information about a human being. You know, And that's why I really treat everything I think about like, well, if I think about this, let's just talk about it. You're going to talk about this to yourself anyway. Why not just film it? You're not doing anything different. You're just staying in one place and looking to a camera. Normally, I would be walking around the house doing all this, you know, talking to nobody. And so that's why I don't feel so bad about it, because I'm not acting. I'm not sitting here coming up with scripts or coming up with topics of videos necessarily, unless I need to talk about something in my book. I'm like, well, I should probably talk about the wheel of time. Sorry, I should probably talk about the way time works and all that chains of time, and I should probably do things like that, sure. But like these ones, these stream of consciousness, you know, For You or Inner Thought series, no, completely real, just a normal person. I got triggered and I hit record real quick, you know. Sometimes I hit record and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And all of a sudden I get 15 minutes in or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're talking about this. Let's do that, I guess. I try to be honest. And the whole point of me saying that is like, don't expect me to ever jump on something that's popular. I fucking love the Beatles. I love them. They're my favorite band. I don't know everything there is to know about the Beatles, because I should think that shit is unnecessary. But I know just about all of their songs. I listen to just about every single one. Do I like every single one? No. But I fucking love that band. It's the only band that I fucking adore. I think they're amazing. They're just, it's my favorite band in the whole fucking world. I'm still not gonna fucking jump on that, because I have some things to say about it. I have some opinions. I have some things that I'd really like to talk about. But like, what, just another fucking YouTuber? Like, did you know that Paul McCartney back in 1960? Like, no, you don't need that shit. We're not gonna keep rehashing the same thing. Let's be new, you know. And so that's what paused me on making that. Like, I kind of want to delete it, honestly. Well, it's got your most views in such a short amount of time ever on your whole channel. Yeah, exactly. I need to delete that because that's not real. I don't need that shit. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll delete it right now. Prove a point. Prove a fucking point, man. I want the people that are watching this to know 100% I'm trying to be as authentic as I can. Trying, you know, I have my moments. But damn it, am I fucking trying to just expel the realness of myself. It's not easy. It's not always easy to do that. It's not always easy to be you. You know, not like you have a bunch of people telling you shouldn't. I mean, like, in my case, at least, just constantly going on this fucking camera and, like, being myself. Because what it does is it teaches you so much about you that either you're unwilling to see or too ignorant to. I'm gonna be honest with you, ever since I started doing these videos, in a very honest way, I feel dumber. I feel like I've realized how stupid I am. And not ignorant like, and that's the beginning of your search. I don't feel that. I just feel like I'm incapable. You know, ever since I started doing these videos, like before I did the videos, I would say I thought I was really intelligent and I thought I was this fucking kind of person. And since I've been doing these, I realized, like, nope, you're a fucking idiot. And you don't know shit. And so, what that did, and another reason why I continue to do these videos, because they help me realize that this shit humbles. Having to watch yourself. You know, there are times where, man, when I insert my videos, like I told you, I'm my biggest fan. I watch every video of mine on purpose after the editing process. If I even edit half the videos, I don't even edit, I just send it. I slap on an intro and go, send it, you know. I watch them. I listen to myself a lot. I mean, I do it every other day. Why is it weirder if I do it with a YouTube? You know, I'm doing it anyway. And I think a lot of the shit I have to say is very good, very interesting, and very cool and unique. And it can be a disastrous path to go down that road, but is it self-serving? Probably. I don't know. You only enjoy your work. You hate everyone else's, but you only like yours. Like, no. I only like my work, the Beatles, George Lucas's, and Tolkien's work. Everyone else I don't like. You know, I only liked a few things. Only a few people in this world I actually think they've done good things, and I'm one of them. No. I would think that, though, if I started putting products out. So it's like a dangerous slope. It's like, at one point, I'm trying to purge the ego. But another time, it's like it's recharging it. So it's like a battle. It's like, well, which road do you go down? Do I stop with all these videos and just like, nope, go back to not doing this? Fuck, it'd free up a lot of my time. But it would also, I would find more time to not do something. And this keeps me doing something. I'll title this one, Why Do I Make Videos? Sounds like it keeps me doing something. If I didn't make at least 2 videos a week, I think that's my bare minimum. I'm like, we can't ever go under that again because we get too lazy. I have a tendency to just sit and like do nothing. I'll even come in this office and I find myself unable to work. Like, I'll be thumbing through like this journal here. I want to look for source material. What am I really doing? I'm not even reading. I'm just looking at the words. Well, those are words, those are words, those are words. And I'm finding myself not turning my brain on. I do that all the time. Or when I'm reading my book, I find myself just looking at words like, yeah, it's fine. I'm not working or sitting in front of my typewriter or doing anything. I just find I am just a very lazy person. I don't like using my brain. Ever. It's so hard for me to remember to keep using it. And I know that probably sounds stupid, but it's very true. I can't help that. I just forget. And I don't wanna, you know, turn this camera off. I'm just gonna be sitting here. And I'm not thinking profound stuff. I'm not like, wow, like, what is life? What is the world? I'm sitting here thinking about, like, well, if I was in that argument with that guy, I'd say this. And I'd probably, like, fucking do that. And if he said this, I'd say that. I'd be doing that. Or I'd be thinking about a song, or I'd be thinking about women again. You know, it just, my brain would do, like, it's so easy for me to fall into the trap of bad thoughts. Not like evil thoughts, just like stupid thoughts. Like, do you gotta sit here and think about shit that doesn't matter all the time? I find myself doing that a lot, and these videos force me to, like, stay on topic, even barely. You know, you see how bad it is for me. Just to stay on topic and try to expel something intellectual. That's fucking, like, if I don't do that, we don't have anything. Well, I don't, you know, like, I don't want to be a thinker, you know, I don't want to be a fucking, like, I'm here to tell you this and that. I'm not trying to teach people necessarily, or I don't want to be a thing. It goes back to that whole thing. It's like, I don't want to be anything. I'm content turning my brain off and sitting and doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Even sports can be too taxing for my mind. I'm like, this is too much. I want even less than sports. I want to have nothing. It all goes back to this desire to die, you know? It's like, I don't want to fucking be here. And I don't want to do anything that is participating in here. That's what it always comes back to with me. You know, can you tie in the idea of, like, not wanting views on the video to that? Sure, I bet you could. It doesn't necessarily feel that way, but you could probably make a case for, like, you know, like, that's one and the same. Not wanting views and not wanting to work. Like, sure. In my mind, it doesn't feel that way, but I could see it. If one were to give me a case of that, I'd entertain it. I don't know, man. I just think the more I try, the more I realize I don't wanna. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to fucking read a book. And every time I pick one up, man, I'll get like a couple pages in it, and I'll just like, I don't fucking care about this. Always. Like, I literally waited for that to come in the mail. I was excited. Then I get it and I start reading. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know how hard it is to turn those fucking thoughts off? Or my book. When I was typing in this, there were sections of the book. I'm like, dude, quit phoning it in. You just put words on a piece of paper. Let's go. And I was like getting pissed at myself because I was reading it. I was like, it's lifeless. It's ridiculous. You know, like, give it a shot. Let me read something to prove what I'm saying. Eris looked on her and studied the wrinkles upon her face. She looked to be an elderly woman, most likely from the Hefel tribes, based on her complexion. She wore described clothes, and her hair was hair type. A woman of at least 60, though her smooth hands stroked his as her stirred face melted into a passionate one. She looked on him as a grandmother would her grandson. You've been through quite a lot, haven't you, son? She said as she rose and grabbed a cup from the counter. After she returned, she encouraged Eris to drink it. As the warm liquid slid down his throat, did his vigor return, or at least it seemed to. Come, my son, it's okay. I mean you no harm. Gaia has given you to us, and we shall cherish it. Where are my friends? Are they nearby? Yes, my son. They are in the care of Elibus. He is quite gifted in healing. These lands are rough for your kind, but here we have become used to her fiery nature. Do not worry. They will be quite all right. Come now, what is your name? To me, I'm like, dude, that's so lifeless. Like, it's so stale. It's so stagnant. You know, I can't read anything else because it'll start giving away too much. But I don't know. It's so hard to just fucking do something. And like, again, I say this all the time. The whole just do it mentality isn't making it easier. Isn't like, yeah, just over time it gets easier. It doesn't. It makes it harder to like just power through things because you're not doing it honestly. You're not being real about it. You're like, can you imagine just reading a book to read a book to complete it? What's the fucking point? Don't even do it then. You know, like, I'm just here to complete it. Like, then that means you're not really giving a fuck what you're retaining. And I think we've stumbled upon something in my head there. I think that's the biggest struggle that I have is if I'm going to do something, I need to know that I really want to do it, that I really give a fuck about it, that I'm here to hear what it has to say, that I'm here to retain whatever it is it's trying to give me. For instance, a book, in this case. And I sit here like this automaton, and I just sit and wait like Rakib, and I'm just waiting for the right thing to come along so that I can activate. And like, knowledge, give me your knowledge. Let us have it now. And I will help you with that knowledge as well. I feel like that's all I ever do, you know. If you read the book, you'll know what I'm talking about with Rakib. That's what he is. That's what I feel like. It's like, I'm not sitting here chasing knowledge. It's, I want to be relevant to somebody in any way. And I don't want to do that with unnecessary bullshit or trife things or, you know, again, if you just a view count. I got thinking about that. I was like, I want honest views. I don't want to count, like, I don't count views if I find out, like, oh, I didn't really care about this. Well, then that's not a view. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about that. I want, like, instead of a view count, I want to have, like, a retention count. I want to have, like, an option in YouTube that, like, allows you to, like, it more than the comment section. Like, I want it to be, what's the word I'm thinking of? And more than the like, dislike bullshit. It's something deeper than that. That's what I want. That's what I like. I just wish I could change my channel like that. Like, no, I'll get rid of the view count. Just throw that right out. Hide that. I would love to hide the view count. Then people would be so, like, because, you know, what do you do when you watch a video? If you're doing anything, you're trying to look up how to fix something, you're trying to look up information about something, you're always looking for the highest view count. Because, well, that must be the best source. That must be the best person on the subject, or whatever it is. And it can be true. A lot of the times it's just the best production, but it doesn't mean they have the best voice. And it's like, how honest are they when they're really talking about this? And whatever they are talking about. If you jump on this channel and you start listening to me, what am I selling you? Actively. What am I actively selling you? I'm curious. I'm not like, I don't have the answer in my head. I'm not like, tell me the right one and I'll tell you if you're wrong or, you know, no, I don't know. In my mind, I don't have anything to sell. The book's not out. What am I, you know, what am I selling, anticipation for something you don't give a fuck about? You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't know. I don't have a sale in my head. My mind doesn't work that way. How can you make money? How can you, you know, what can you sell? What kind of product you putting out there? Put a product out in the ice. You know what I mean? Like, you know, or like probably in other sports, put a product on the field. Like, oh, I fucking hate that shit. What am I selling you? I damn well guarantee you most of my views are the people that I know. I'm probably getting 2 unknown views every video, maybe. Like, I can't trace those views. I know Kevin watches just about all the videos. I know a guy that I talk to watches my videos. I know that those are only 2 that I know that are watching my videos. Everyone else I have no idea, but and when you got 15 views, you're like, well, or 9 views, for instance. It's always smaller views when it gets real. I notice that. If the topic gets a little too realistic, it's hard to hit the double digits. It really is. Every time. I don't know who's watching. You should do a live stream and find out. I doubt anyone will show up. I'm not gonna do that. Sit there for 5 hours like, all right, we got 2 people. So, let's talk about, you're like, ugh, fuck that, dude. That's weird. What did I say I was gonna call this video? Fuck. Why I make videos? Is that what I said I was gonna call it? Why do I make videos? I don't know. I feel like that title's kind of yucky. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want the filthy view. I want the clean view. What keeps me productive? That was something we talked about in here. Productivity. Why even film? We'll just say that. That's a weird title. I like that because it's weird. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily like on the nose. Like, well, what does that mean? Oh, fuck. I just forgot it. Damn it. Not gonna watch this whole thing again. Good for me, huh?